as you saw in the thumbnail, as you just saw, the Vitavon portals are going on the SCX6. I'm going to show you exactly how to mount these up and take them for that drive. Guys, let's get to the table. This is going to be awesome. Check these out right here, guys. I'm going to get these opened up because there's a little secret inside of here I want to show you guys. The front and rear, as far as the gears and all go, are the same. Obviously, U-joint front axles and knuckles, right? So, yeah, let's get these things opened up. Here we go, guys. These are the 1818s. Now, he's working on some 1719s, and they're reversible. So we can actually overdrive the front and underdrive the back, or just underdrive the back, or underdrive the front and the back and just drop the ratio on everything, or overdrive both ends. So yeah, let's get these bearings off. This is what's inside the portals, guys. The output bearing is a huge 8x19x6. These right here are 6x15x5. That goes here, here, and here. Now the gears, 1818. So the overall speed of the vehicle is going to stay the same. However, you must reverse rotation of your motor. If not, when you hit forward, it's going to go in reverse. That's just kind of the way these portals work. This is your output shaft. This is your input from your differential. Now, with 1818, like I just said, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so no speed is going to change. He's got some 17 and 19s on the way. So with a 17 here and a 19 here, you're going to underdrive this axle, meaning this will be traveling slower than that. So if you have you put the 17, 19 on the back, you'll have a little bit of an overdrive feature where the front's spinning a little bit faster. However, these are reversible, so you can put the 19 up here and the 17 here and get even more overdrive if that's what you want. So yeah, what I'm going to end up doing with mine is I'm going to leave the 1818s up front, and I'm going to put a 17, 19 in the back to give it just a little bit of underdrive. I don't feel the SCX6 really needs a lot of overdrive, but you never know. I may have to give it a try, right? But this is what's inside the portals, the portal boxes. So that is awesome. Lots of beef there too. Look at how much beef is around here, guys. That's awesome. Inside the front portal, it's the exact same setup. Now you obviously got a nice big bearing there because you've got the out. Inside the front portal, you have the same setup as far as gears. Obviously, you got a different bearing right here because, well, you've got this axle shaft, which looks really nice. So, yeah, as far as that goes, they are the same internally. So that is awesome. That is awesome. And look at those holes right there. That's where this bolts to his rear axle. These were meant to go together. How awesome is that? And I also like that it's just 6 bolts right at the front to get to the portals. So you guys sink these things in the water, should be easy to service. Pop them right out, clean them up, pop them right back in. Now it's time for the install. Now the front just simply goes right here, here, and then the steering link hooks right to it. Super simple. Axle shaft goes right in. So the front's going to be simple. The back is where the trick is going to come when it comes to those 4 bolts right there. When you go to put this in, make sure you put those into here like what you see right here. It comes with new mounting bolts as well. If you don't put those in, you're gonna have a real sloppy knuckle and you're not gonna be happy with that. The front's on, everything looks nice. I do gotta come back, add a little bit of thread lock to the top and bottom bolts, but as you guys can see, there it is. Now we're moving on to the back. Remove the wheel hacks and take those 4 bolts out right there. With the bolts out, this comes off. Inside is a bearing. That bearing can be a little bit tough to get out, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I turn the hub around so it's like this, put the hex on like that, and now the actual axle nut acts as a puller. So when I tighten this up, it'll start pulling that axle and bearing right out. That bearing is a lot closer out now. This is where it gets good. You'll get the axle out to the point to where these are no longer in the diff, and at that point everything can just simply turn. So now we actually have to do a little prying right in here. Be careful not to break the flange. Once you get that out, we can go ahead and start putting the portal in place. This is how you put it back in right here. And yes, you need that bearing right there because it rides on a ridge on this axle and helps keep everything fully engaged on the front. So yep, got to go right back in. Got to get that bearing back in there. So I got it started, and then I just used the stock piece right here, or the Vitavon piece, and used the plastic side of the screwdriver and knocked it right into place. I got a little bit further to go, but the bolts will take care of that. Once you've got these in place and everything is pulled up nice and tight, take them back out, each one bolt for bolt, and put a little bit of medium strength thread locker. You don't want those backing out and getting into the gears. That would not be cool. And there we go. And while I was thread locking these, I also thread locked the front as well, so that's all ready to go. So I can go ahead and close this up. And I want to do a little bit of a side-to-side comparison on this, because 18 millimeters taller and 18 millimeters wider. Let's get a good look at this. When you put these together, both front and back, make sure you use these little spacers. They go right into here and they fit perfectly. The hex goes on right over top of them. Definitely wider. Look at that. I mean, 18 millimeters taller, 18 millimeters wider. Now, as far as the overall height goes, I might be able to do the shock thing where I put those at the bottom to bring the height down a little bit. But, you know, this isn't too far out of line for what you actually see on the trail as far as height and width. So, yeah. As far as the other side goes, I'm just simply going to get that done and be right back. But before I get that other side, I've got to try something. I've got an opportunity and I'm going to take it. Remember that thing I told you about having to reverse your motor? Well, check this out right here. Ha 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 ha. I do not recommend this, as you could really tear things up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish out of the side now. Well guys, there it is. Look at that. Got more track width. The wheelbase is obviously the same. It's definitely taller. So I'm gonna try that shock mod where you drop them to the link mount, drop this thing back down. I get that underdrive in the back. I think it'll be perfect. Now I did find a broken wheel hex, so I'm kind of babying it a little bit, but let's go and see what it's got. Yeah, if you notice, a little bit of torque twist. That's in the opposite direction because, well, now they are the other direction. I had to change rotation of the motor. So the drive shafts are spinning in a different rotation, a different direction and all that. So it's going to drive a little bit differently. So I may mess with the shocks a little bit. Oh yeah. It's definitely up there. Look at this. Look at that, it's definitely up there. Now with 18 millimeters more axle clearance, let's see what that makes here. I gotta tell you, this thing had a lot of clearance to start with. 7+ inch tires. And it's obviously taller overall, so that'll be I'll be bringing that down as soon as I move the shocks and all that. It's also wider, so gotta take that into account as to what lines I can actually do now. There were a few lines that were really close. This is one of them right here. Ease down nice and slowly. Oh boy. Oh man. Careful driving here.
Nice. Slow. Oh, brand new scratches. The control is just awesome. Can't wait to get the 17, 19 gears for this thing too. First gear has always been noisy, no matter what system I run in here. Oh, now that extra 18 millimeters width may actually be a really good thing. Oh, yeah. Very nice. So I'm a little bit curious. Will the extra 18 millimeters width help on the crack of doom? Now the extra height may not help it. So I really got to get this thing down. I'm going to try to go right up high just like what I do with Thor. I got a lot of tire roll here. I'm pretty sure that as soon as that back end, all that tire roll was letting the back end just fall right off. Look at all the tire roll right there, guys. Massive tire roll. Look at all that. I don't think it's going to go, or it's going to go one way or the other. Probably going to have to catch it. But if this tire right here can actually make the climb, well, would you look at this? Okay, this is further than it's ever made it before. The back tire roll is actually helping it. The back end is rolling down the hill, which is actually a good thing. So I got to try to watch this. If not, it'll hit on that peak right there. So I get that front end to come down. Wow, just look at all the tire roll. Holy moly. We need some Three Brothers foams for this thing. Definitely need something. All right, no. Gentle. It's gone. I think it's gone. I'll try to go a little bit this way. Let that front axle ride. If the back axle can get up on it. I had to throttle out of it, guys. So close, but that tire roll is horrible. Really horrible. I may have been in. Well, okay. I didn't get the shift a second. I was gonna say, man, was I in first gear the whole time? Let me turn my crawler brake off. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, I got to baby it with that broken hex up front. Let's see what we got here, guys. How awesome was that? Got to get some tire foam. This thing is beyond due for tire foam. Beyond due for tire foams. Found a root right there. Let's see what we got. This could be good, or this could be horrible. There is more tire scrub with the portals on it, so that's more leverage against the servo. But you know what? Let's hit this. That was pretty awesome. I think I'm gonna try it again. That did something. That did something. I wonder if I skipped a tooth on the servo or... Oh well, to the table, let's see what we got. I may have to counter the steering, but at least it's driving back, so I don't have to carry this thing. Driving it back, it feels like it just simply skipped on the horn at the splines. Looks to be good. I'm going to get that off and we'll take a peek at there and see what we got. Oh no. I bent the output on the 100 kg servo. Wow. Those teeth look good. Holy moly. Was not expecting that. I recentered the horn. Here we are. So the servo actually survived it, except for it needs a gear set, or at least the output gear set on it. But the servo actually survived. That was a really, really hard hit. I mean, really. So the fact that the servo didn't actually shear completely off is awesome. The fact that it's still usable is awesome. All my steering linkage, the portal, everything like that, the suspension links and everything survived it. So that was a huge, huge crash. But everything is still alive. So yeah. That could have been a massive catastrophe, but you know what? I think it's a win because the thing is still drivable. And I still got that. It did not strip any gears. Wow. All right, so I got to get the shocks lowered down. Got to get that set up because I want to bring this thing back down to earth a little bit, and we'll have to see how this works out. Well, now we had one heck of a crash right on this right here. Now I want to try to explain the crash. As you see this thing coming down the hill, you got all the weight on the whole vehicle on this one side, maybe a little bit on the front a little bit. When it goes into the ground, you can see the tire compress, and then it just kind of roots into the soft area because it's real soft from the rain that we had a little while back. And it just kind of just locks that whole side up and just rips everything over to the left side. And that's why we ended up with the bent servo output splines. They're probably twisted a little bit on the inside as well. But it's still functioning, which means I can continue on with the next video for this one, which will be bringing it back down. Now, I've got an idea, something I'm going to try to work on. See if I can make some spacers to go on the shock shaft so I can keep the shock spring collar correct, keep the orientation correct. So, got an idea for that, something, just a simple little slide-on spacer. Simple and easy. Overall, the portals are awesome. I can't wait until we get the 17, 19 gears. Being able to gear this thing down in the portals is going to be awesome. And like I mentioned, I'm going to do the underdrive on the back, and I'm going to leave the 1818 up front. Just a little bit of overdrive. And I might go ahead and get a second set of the 1719s or 1917s. And that way I can actually go through and show all the differences between all the ratios. You know, so we can actually see how all these affect the vehicle. The number one thing that I really need right now are some foams. These things are looking rough and they're getting worse. Anyway, good run, a little bit more abusive. And I know that most of you guys with this vehicle are not going to drive like what I'm driving. So at least we're able to see a few things about what can break if you drive like me, or if you crash like me. I mean, that hit was so hard, it just threw the whole vehicle over. But you know what? None of the links are damaged. Pan heart is good. Everything is good. The servo took the hit. So anyway, guys, hopefully you liked the video. I'm going to go ahead and end this now. In that description, I'll link up the portal set, the links, everything on the SCX6 and the servo. That servo took a heck of a beating. It's been taking a beating. You guys have seen all the jumps. So yeah, the servo done fine, and it is still working. Anyway, guys, check that description. There are affiliate links: AMA, eBay, Amazon, and Horizon. Use those links. Make sure you subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and thank you all for watching. Hey guys, if you're still watching and you're hearing this message, you are absolutely awesome. I want to tell you guys, you are the cream of the crop. Also, if you're listening this far, well, you know, if you want to help directly support Exo Caged RC, got the channel memberships, $2, $5, $10, and $25. You get early viewing, and sometimes I get to put up a little extra footage for you guys. So guys, check that description, and thank you so much.